LeBron James entered the game 3 field goals away from surpassing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for having made the most shots in NBA history. And here it is late in the first quarter. That's his 3rd made bucket. Let it be said, no one has ever made more baskets in the NBA than LeBron James. By the way, Lakers down 10 after 1. Third quarter, Nuggets up by 8. Nikola Jokic, show me Jamal Murray. He had 28, 3 of them there. Nuggets by 11. Later in the quarter, the lead is a dozen. Jokic, no. Jokic, yes. Triple-double through 3 quarters for the big fella. Nuggets by 14. Here's your ball game. 30 seconds to play in the third. Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, little step back, and the bank is open. 27 for him. Lakers get it within 7 after 3. Fourth quarter, Nuggets up by 3. Jokic, this is a bad matchup. Maybe there's no such thing as a good matchup. He had 28 and 12 and 13. The lead is 5. Then it's Austin Reeves for LeBron, who had 16. This is a scary moment. LeBron goes down. Apparently it's an elbow injury, and he certainly looked to be in a great deal of pain. Came out of the game and there was concern, but the news was good. He came back in quickly. That was the only good news, though, late in this one for the Lakers. Here's Jokic again, little spinorama. Lakers fought, but not enough. Nuggets win it 120 to 113. And with that in mind, it is our delight as we have Vince Goodwill in here. There's nothing in the world we love on this show more than a name-based pun. And so I present for the first time Goodwill Hunting. I'm going to be totally honest with you. We came up with the name before we came up with the segment. So we're still working on the segment. Here's what we're going to try today. I'm going to name a team, and you're going to tell me, is that team legitimately in the hunt to win the NBA championship? If it goes great, that's the feature. If not, we'll find something else. But the name is a keeper, okay? Here we go, Goodwill. Are the Lakers legitimately in the championship hunt?
They're legitimately not. You got to see exactly why last night. Defensively, Greeny, they're bottom 3rd in the NBA. Their top 3 players cannot defend at a high level, and they're not good enough offensively to offset that. That will be a problem. The only way I see them get out of the first round is if they play Houston, because they are so good in the clutch, and Houston is so bad.
Tim McMahon is with us. Tim, you agree with that second round, the ceiling for the Lakers?
I hate to agree with Vinny, but for once he is right. Listen, the Lakers had home court advantage last year and got bounced in the first round in 5 games. They're not a better team this year. They're unlikely to have home court advantage. I think Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves can be the core of a contender, but it is going to take drastically upgrading the supporting cast and getting a defensive infrastructure that they absolutely do not have right now.
Okay, so far so good on this. Let's try the Goodwill Hunting. The next team is the Detroit Pistons. They've been the top team in the East basically from the moment the ball was tipped off. Are they legitimately in the championship hunt?
So you know I'm from Detroit, right?
Yes, I do.
You know I'm a child of the bad boys, right? No. This is not this year a championship team. They have one guy that can create his own shot, and that's Cade Cunningham. You look through the annals of NBA history, you have to have one more guy. At the trade deadline, Greeny, they didn't go and make an impact move, so that let me know that the front office and ownership does not believe that they are ready for a championship. Winning a playoff round, maybe getting to the conference finals, that is the goal for this season.
Oh, so another team that might be a little bit ahead of schedule. Do you agree with that, Tim McMahon?
Well, you do know Vinny's moving from Detroit to New York. So I'm just saying, the man's house hunting in Manhattan. So let's not, there's a little bit of bias there. Look, he's probably right. The Pistons probably need more shooting, another creator. The Pistons really remind me of Oklahoma City, not last year, but the year before, where they decided, hey, let's let this young core prove to us what they are or what they aren't. Let's see what happens and see what we need. And, it's probably going to end in a second, maybe third round exit for the Pistons, and then they'll know exactly what they need to address this summer.
Okay, so if you're moving from Detroit to New York, then it's appropriate we make that the last one of our Goodwill Hunting. Are the New York Knicks legitimately in the championship hunt?
By default. That's what I'd say. By default, yes, they're in the championship hunt. They made the conference finals last year. They have the best defense in the league post-January 15th, which is worlds better than where they were last year when they were middle of the pack. They are rounding into championship form at precisely the right time in a wide-open Eastern Conference. The only thing that stops them, Greeny, is if they play those bad dudes from Detroit, then they're going home.
Right, it's a matchup thing, right?
Yes.
Styles make fights, and that's a bad one for them. What do you think, Tim McMahon? Do you think the Knicks are legitimately in the championship hunt?
If this last 20 games or so, their defense is something that's going to continue, yes, they are. That was the big question about the Knicks. Can a team built around Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns be good enough defensively to be a true contender? They've had the #1 defense in the league over that stretch. Even their loss the other night to Oklahoma City, the defense held up. So in an East that's obviously not the stronger conference, yes, the Knicks have a chance to come out of that conference.
You see, they've been playing defense the last month or so, maybe a little longer than that. We've got a month or so left until the rubber meets the road, and we'll see where it ends up. Coming up, as the Bears trade DJ Moore and free up cap space, the question is, what's next in Chicago? Are they going all in on Max Crosby? We'll answer that question after we see if Graziano can answer this one. Here we go. Going back to the merger, which is 1970. Who was the youngest player to lead the league in receiving yards in a season? Youngest player. Lead the league in receiving yards. The answer is next. I don't believe what I just saw. What are the right things to say about Victor Wembanyama?
Unprecedented, unbelievable. I mean, 7 foot, I just say 7 foot several. We don't know how tall he is. 7 foot several inches tall. That kind of skill, consistently on a night-in, night-out basis, maybe the most dominant defensive player that we have ever seen in the NBA. And when he's hitting those threes, forget about it. The best player in the NBA right now. Listen, this guy is, right now, a legitimate MVP candidate. And there's a lot of talk about the shot selection. When he hits a 28-footer on the opening possession, Jalen Duren is like a shark out of water. He had no hope. Next thing you know, Wemby's taking him off dribble. Duren's in foul trouble. Complete domination by Wembanyama, who is just still scratching the surface of his immense potential.
Yes, in a related story, he's 22 years old. Vince, I'm fascinated by him and by his team because, and I mentioned this earlier, I cover the NFL all season long for the network. And all season long, every time we talked about the Patriots, we said, they're way ahead of schedule. It's not their time yet. They're way ahead of schedule. It's not their time yet. And the next thing I know, they're in the Super Bowl. So here are the Spurs. They're way ahead of schedule. It's not their time yet. Could they still wind up in the NBA Finals?
If a lot of things go right, for one, I want you to get used to saying this name. Not Wemby. We're going to call him Big Slim.
Okay.
Here, all right?
Yeah.
Or Victor Voorhees. Like Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
He's everywhere, right?
Yeah.
I think the Spurs are set up to have a very good playoff run this season. I'm not sure if they can go through 3 rounds of playoff basketball. Remember, Victor Wembanyama doesn't even play 30 minutes a night.
Right.
And then you're going to ask him to play every other night, 35 minutes, high-level competition, playoff-level preparation. I'm curious to see how they handle that. I do believe, from the school of Michael Wilbon and so many old heads who are on my phone, telling me you got to win, you got to lose and lose big before you win. This group hasn't even made it to the playoffs yet, Greeny.
Wilbon always used to say when I was doing the NBA with him, you have to have your heart broken a couple of times. But then every once in a while, there's an exception. And maybe, just maybe, this guy is the